इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने एक बड़ा फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन लिया है जो कि है द रिमूवल ऑफ द कंट्रोवर्शियल गूगल टैक्स। बट आखिर ये था क्या और ये रिमूव क्यों हुआ और इसका क्या ही इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा बिजनेसेस पर, कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स पर और कंज्यूमर्स पर। लेट्स गेट
Equalization levy on online advertising in the finance bill. This move will benefit global tech giants.
India plans to abolish this equalization levy on online services, including
advertising services provided by foreign tech companies like Google and Meta from April 1st.
The tax is often termed as equalization levy. And what does it mean? We need to understand it in simple words. A levy to equalize the tax component of a resident e-commerce company as well as of a non-resident e-commerce company.
Now we know that the major companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, they do not have their permanent addresses in India, so they are exempted from the income tax. But as they utilize the resources and other components from Indian businesses, they need to be taxed by the government.
So now let's look into its main facts. What was this equalization levy? It was a kind of digital tax and it was a direct tax. Why was it applied? It was applied to the foreign services which was providing services in India, taking money from India but not paying the tax to the Indian government. Whom does it apply to? It applies to the online advertisements viewed on various social media and social networking sites. Who pays it? It is paid by the businesses. And the rate of it is generally. So now let's look into its main facts. What was this? The committee which recommended it was Akhilesh Ranjan Committee. This equalization levy is applied at a rate of 6% on online advertisement services which are provided by non-resident companies to Indian businesses. Like if we have a business in India and we want our business advertisement to be displayed on a social networking website, so we need to pay them an amount and government possess tax on that amount. This tax is aimed on big tech giants like Google, Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, which are taking services from businesses, taking our money but not paying the tax to the government. The committee which recommended it was Akhilesh Ranjan Committee. This equalization levy is applied at a rate of 6%. Next comes in 2020 when the government expanded its scope on the digital e-commerce services. The rate was increased to 2% for these services and the scope was widened to large non-resident e-commerce operators. This new levy of 2% was applied to whom? To e-commerce operators which were providing the services to the Indian users, the users which were based in India. So their user market was in India and it was also covering all the digital transactions being made which were related to all the goods and services provided. So this act came on 1st April 2020. Then in 2021, the US government initiated a probe under the Section 301 of its Trade Act. They called it discriminatory against their own companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook. We know these all companies are situated in US. So when they had to pay tax, US is the country which will pay the more losses. So India and US, they retaliate on a common OECD-led global tax negotiation. In 2023, the Indian government agreed on the proposal proposed by US President Joe Biden to agree on a global minimum tax framework so that all the countries come in the same pace. 20 January 2025, Joe Biden lost the US presidential elections and Donald Trump became the new US president. A reciprocal tariff is a tax or a trade restriction that one country places on another country in response to the similar actions taken by that country. Means if India is going to possess taxes on US company, USA will not step back and will also place taxes on Indian companies. As the US government retaliated with, we pay to you, you pay to us. If you are going to pose taxations on our businesses, our companies, we won't leave yours as well. So for now, we'll see what happens next, whether the countries will negotiate or whether they would come up on a single decision or whether one has to step up back. And now the important topic of this video or this whole conversation comes that this equalization levy is applied on the revenue and not the profit of the companies, as it is definite that we don't have proper resources or so much time to find out which company is gaining how much profit from Indian businesses or Indian users or Indian potential buyers. So we directly paid the levy on the revenue and not the profit. Thank you all so much for coming over this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. And if there are any suggestions or anything you want to say, feel free to comment into the comment box. Thank you.